It is now episode 2. It's official. Yes, it is the Bro Show. I'm Greg T. This is Jamie Giovinazzo. Jamie, are you excited?
Oh, I'm super excited. I got my boy Troy Sears, Alex Pritsker. We're here for the real estate, Pritsker.
I love it. Yeah. You're good friends. I understand.
I never call him by his fucking last name.
That's true.
Alex
true.
Pritsker. No, I don't know. I got him in my phone, Alex Real Estate. What the fuck?
And what do we say? You can make as many mistakes you want to here because it's the Bro Show. It doesn't matter.
That's right.
Yeah, it's the Bro Show.
I think it's cool that already in the second episode we're kind of introducing you and your friends into what's going on, a different world, different behind the scenes. What did your friends say about last week's episode?
Well, it was really cool. So I got to have Frankie Edgar and Kurt Pellegrino on the show.
That was cool.
We got to just talk about being fathers and doing what you love to do for work and turning your passion into income. And then, we talked about fishing. Frankie's always crabbing, Kurt crabs, fishes, everything. We're Jersey Shore guys.
Yeah.
And then, we have this. I wanted to cover some real estate. I thought basically what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to keep it entertaining. I'm trying to keep it educational, but in a Jersey bro fashion where we'll get some gems. So I thought real estate would be a really cool topic to touch on because it just looks easy. And there's something that separates you guys from everyone else who's trying to do it. I mean, everyone has a real estate license, but who's driving around in a Rolls Royce Phantom? You know what I mean? Or whatever you're driving around in, Alex, I don't fucking know.
Go easy. I came in here in a Ford, okay? Please, go easy. I got a Ford Explorer, right?
According to Instagram, it's a rented fake holiday hits.
Mine's not rented. Mine's not rented.
Put the rental away.
Oh, my God. I can't even rent that. I can't even dream about it. They charge me just for dreaming about myself in a car like that.
Greg, it's the tax write-off is what it is. It's a tax write-off.
It's over 8,000 pounds or something. Right. I don't know.
It's free. It's the only reason we ride that car.
Man, oh man.
I'm sorry.
If you wear sweatpants and you drive that car, then it goes hand in hand together.
I agree. And I think you touched on something already, man. There's a lot. There's something going on. Down where we are right here in that Monmouth, Ocean County, there is something happening. You can feel the vibe. The houses, the real estate, the restaurants. There is such a resurgence in this area happening.
I get really pissed off when people say Central Jersey doesn't exist.
That's bullshit.
Number one, listen to me. North Jersey people are North Jersey people. Mm-hmm. People from New York don't go North Jersey. They go Central Jersey. So when I'm Central Jersey has its own characteristics, it's mostly because it's turning into this Brooklyn, Staten Island hybrid Jersey Shore, higher income, the houses are sick. The whole area, the restaurants, the pizza, the bagels, everything's turning way up because there's so many Brooklyn, Staten Island transplants coming here. And it just, if you think Central Jersey doesn't exist, you need your head examined.
It's Staten Italy. That's where we're living.
Yeah,
Staten Italy.
Yeah.
No, but it's a mix of every. We have a lot more New York City coming here now, where back in my career, it was always Brooklyn, Staten Island. Mm-hmm. Now we have Bergen County, we have Queens, we have New York City people coming to Central Jersey looking for real estate here. Yeah. And it's changing the vibe of the area more. And now we got the Netflix official. Yeah.
That's right. Oh, that's right.
The official
right
Netflix is being built. So we have a second Hollywood going into this area, which is really changing the game in terms of.
So why is this happening? Why? Why is everybody coming to this area?
I mean, you get more bang for the buck, right? The taxes are a little bit lower.
The land is
a little bit lower. You got good school district. Mm-hmm. You have newer homes. And you have bigger properties, comparatively speaking, to the North Jersey area.
And then you have the option that you could go to the city in an hour and go to the beach in 45 minutes.
That's
so
right.
You're right in the middle. That's why Central Jersey is real. It's a real place.
Well, COVID really put the spotlight. We didn't have the spotlight we had until COVID came around. And all of a sudden, all these different types of crowds of people that never used to look here, all of a sudden realized, holy shit, look what you can get here for $1 million, which now $1 million, you're not even getting a shoebox.
Sure.
But 4 or 5 years ago, $1 million, you can get a lot for your money in this area.
100%.
So that's the biggest thing that I've seen turn over in my industry.
So I'm a business owner, and Phil Murphy has not been my favorite. I'll just leave it at that.
Every week,
okay.
Every week we're gonna go. Into
I'm not gonna talk bad about the guy,
right?
But I'll tell you. But I'm gonna tell you this.
But I'm gonna tell you how I feel.
No.
I'm not gonna say anything bad. But I'm gonna tell you.
Well, the reason why I don't say anything bad about Phil Murphy is because of the Netflix deal. Because whatever I lost in business or whatever, dude, our real estate and our property values are gonna go up so high.
That's right.
That at the end of the day, I think Murphy getting the Netflix deal done, whatever he did, I didn't like. I'm like, you know what? I'll take it, Murph. I'll take it. I'll take that Netflix deal all day because our businesses, our property value, everything's going to go way up.
Yep.
Like all of our boys, like where we live.
Yeah.
Troy's fucking kicking himself right now because he just sold his giant house
Yes,
in
he
Monroe.
did. We set the record. We set the record,
and I'm
baby.
totally okay with it. I'm totally okay with it.
We cashed out nicely.
So there's going to be a lot of jokes here. I can't help it. We've been friends for a very long time.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you this. That Netflix deal gets me so excited because I have my commissary kitchen right there.
Yeah, that's
I
right,
have
that's right.
Oh my God, dude! I have like some serious horsepower. I probably have the biggest. I without a doubt have the biggest kitchen in Monmouth County.
And there's going to be so much popping off. So many people are going, that have money, that are wealthy, that are well-to-do. They're going to be looking for new restaurants to go to.
Yeah.
So we're going to start to get that taste, that flavor of all this new blood that's coming into that area. It's going to be so fresh.
And
I mean,
then
how many people are they estimating to move into the area? Is
I
there
mean,
a number?
30,000.
Listen,
right?
just-
Oh, is it
30,000?
really that high?
It's
Holy
like a
shit.
lot.
Just
right?
from the phone calls I'm getting, because I do have some in the luxury sector, I am already getting a few celebrities coming into town scoping.
Knew it.
I already have a few executives and producers that are calling and looking in our neck of the woods, because look at it this way. You have Rumson, Little Silver, Fairhaven, the white bougie areas,
Yeah, yeah.
whatever, the
Right.
PC, whatever. And then coming out, you have Homedale, Colts Neck,
Oh, yeah.
Marlboro. So basically, our direct vicinity is about to go kaboom right now. 'cause
Central
I'm
New
already-
Jersey.
Central Jersey. Exactly.
Yeah,
You're right.
And you're
So,
going to say
yeah.
Central Jersey doesn't exist, right? How can
We're
these
on the
people
map
say
right
this?
now.
Yeah,
We're definitely on the map.
100%.
And
When you-
Netflix just bought out the airport.
When you were
So-
going
they
through
did.
all the
They
list
did.
of those towns, I was like, please say Marlboro, please say Marlboro. As soon as you said, I'm like, yes, Marlboro.
Well,
That's
we're-
That's where I'm living,
That's
yeah.
where I live.
Well,
Well,
So essentially, when you look at Monmouth County, you got obviously Rumson. Those areas are super nice, right? You got the Navasink, beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Yes.
But then look where like we live, dude. I have horses and cows in my backyard.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, that's beautiful in itself too. I have trees over 100 feet tall. I have some of the biggest trees in Monmouth County right in like my yard. So
You almost feel like you're on your own farm almost.
He kind of is.
yeah, I am.
Yeah, he kinda is.
No, you guys, you've been to my house. My house is cool as hell.
Majestic piece of property.
It's
Yeah.
majestic.
Yes.
Yeah. And then once I get the retaining walls in and I trick it out like I want to, game over.
Mhm.
And once Netflix starts popping, bro, honestly, bro, I got my house at the time. Remember when you said $1 million was a lot of money?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my real estate story here was like, I couldn't afford the house I bought when I bought it. And Troy, you were a part of that. Troy gave me all my mortgages, by the way.
Yeah. It was a fun time.
Yeah, so I was scared.
Yeah.
It was new construction. I got the house for 1.29, but I knew because my wife renovated my townhouse, which I ended up making.
You killed it on that.
Well, the townhouse was sick. I either made like 10 or 15 grand on it, but
It was your starter home.
Yeah.
That's what it's supposed to be.
but what really bothered me was the renovations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because when you renovate something, bro, it's a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
Are you handy? Are you doing the renovations yourself?
They say if a man can cook, he's
Yeah.
useless around the house. That's
Okay.
me. So
Gotcha.
I can't fucking.
What if
I
you
can't.
can't
I
do
can't
either?
hang a painting.
I can't either.
I can't do shit.
My wife does. My wife does
I
everything.
have a
kidding
I have
me?
a handyman on call 24/7.
Yeah,
no.
Keith,
I don't have
right?
a
You using
handyman.
Keith?
My
Yeah,
mom-
Keith is at my house 24/7.
Yeah,
Shout out
Keith.
to Keith.
Wait,
Shout out to
none
Keith.
of you
Yeah.
guys are
Subscribe.
handy.
Oh
No.
my god.
No, with
My
handyman,
wife does everything.
My wife does every fucking thing.
Yeah.
What is, I'm super handy. Like I was raised to actually do things. I do it all myself. All the electrical work. I do everything. I do all the shiplap myself.
I
all the
will
painting.
attempt. I'll sit there for 5 minutes and I will start screaming and yelling and I just.
I wouldn't
give
even
up.
give it a
There's no
shot.
reason. Yeah.
I'll fuck up the whole house if I do it.
That's
Yeah.
incre- I would never,
Well-
especially you guys that know the
Yeah.
real estate agent, the real estate market. I would never expect it.
Listen, I was blessed with the ability to make money, but that's about it. I'm not
Wow.
capable of doing anything else in life.
guess you don't have to.
Yeah.
No, you don't. And why would you like want to start experimenting in a luxury home? Like,
No.
listen, I live in a luxury home. I'm going to start fucking doing my construction
Crossing
now.
wires.
You know what?
Yeah.
That's a good point. It's actually
Yeah.
a good point. You're
Like,
right.
yeah, let me go.
Hire the professional, just like you hire a real
You're gonna
estate
like,
professional.
oh hey,
You
let me
hire a
let me start
professional.
oil changing my own car now.
Yeah,
Like, no,
exactly.
sorry, buddy.
Listen,
You're
the guys
right,
that could do it all themselves, I respect it. Like, God bless.
Yeah,
not
we
capable.
bought a fixer-upper. You know, it was my wife's idea. So we were looking at really beautiful homes, and all of a sudden we found this home that was built in like 1983, and she's like, "I want it," and I was like, "What? For what? Why?" I'm like, "Do you understand? It's a money pit." Like, and it has been. We have fixed up every room possible in that house, including the attic. It's just the roof, everything. I don't know why
But
we
it's
did
the
that.
way you want it now.
It's well now it is, but
Yeah.
that's what she wanted, not
Yeah.
what I wanted, and that always seems to happen, you know.
And you were doing the work yourself?
So I did a majority of the work myself. Bathrooms, toilets,
That's
I do it all
awesome.
myself. All reworking, tiling, I do it.
Oh,
I swear to God, I do.
bless you.
Yeah.
Wow.
So let's segue this into like the real estate game, right?
Yes.
Let's talk about like, you know, there's these viral clips on the internet where they're like, "Do you want to make 200,000?" They're like, "All right, well, you got to look at this. try to find a property that's undervalued for this. Then you get the developer cost for this.
I love the
Do you guys
voice.
have a system like that, or do you guys like you're just doing your thing, you're doing your thing, or have you ever like got your feet wet in the development game or investing in real estate?
I do not. That's all Alex. We tried. I
So
think
me
did.
and
tried
him,
it.
me and him made an effort together. We bought a shore house in Point Pleasant.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Man, it always comes back to
It was
Point
my
Pleasant.
genius idea. My wife had like this soft spot for Point Pleasant. Her father had a boat there.
It's got they have the boardwalk.
Oh no!
all the
Wait.
rides.
Story gets good.
Yeah, found a great. Listen, I'm in real estate, right?
This
So
is
I
what-
like to
what-
experiment.
Halfway
With
through, I will chime in.
I like to experiment with our own money.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I said,
I applaud you
Yeah.
for bringing your guests in. I love all
Yeah.
these. This is great.
Yeah,
It's
this
great.
is,
I want to hear it.
we learn our lessons with our own money.
Okay.
So I find a great house. It's on the water.
Yeah.
I call Troy. I'm like, listen, I got a great idea. Why don't we get a house on the shore, use it as we please, Airbnb this bitch out.
Yep.
Make
Time out. During that time frame, I'm renovating my entire house at the
Okay,
moment.
gotcha.
The house is gutted.
So
The
you're-
last thing I want to do is reinvest in another fucking
Right,
house.
another one right
So
now,
okay, go
right.
on. Yeah. So he calls me.
So I'm like, Airbnb, make a ton of money. We'll have a good investment property. And the value was pretty good. Like it was a good deal on the market. The guy renovated all the big ticket shit. There was a little cosmetics needed to get done.
Well, elaborate for the listeners who don't know what the big ticket stuff is.
So big ticket, you got the roof, the HVAC, the siding was new, the windows were just replaced.
The house was perfect.
The dock was in great shape. Not that either one of us plans on getting a boat, but,
But
hey,
still, it's great.
So
whatever.
everything was cosmetic, you're saying?
Everything was a little bit of cosmetics
Gotcha.
needed.
Yeah,
So
chose a good house on the water. It's great.
on the water,
Yep.
it was under $1 million. I said, fuck it, this is not a bad idea.
Not at all.
And my wife was pushing because she loved the location. So I was like, all right, we can't lose. Talked him into it. Thankfully, he did the mortgage, so we got a great deal,
Yep.
obviously.
Yep.
One of our other best friends, shout
Yo,
out to
Tro-
I'm
Boss
waiting
Builders.
for my time. Keep going.
Yo, Troy got me a mortgage in Atlanta, dude.
Yeah.
The rate was so low that the legal and the other guy, they had to like they cross-checked it like 3 or 4
They
times.
thought it was bullshit at one
They
point.
thought the rate was fake. They thought the paperwork was wrong. It was like 2.12. It was at the absolute lowest you
Yeah.
could get a rate.
It was wild. They
And,
called up. They said, "We don't think this is
Yeah.
accurate." I'm like, "What do you mean it's not accurate? It's fucking accurate."
Dude, it was really
Yeah.
Listen,
Oh
we
my
had
God,
a good
yeah.
we had a good 3-year
It's not
run.
what you know, it's who you know.
Yeah.
yeah.
No,
we had
but
a
it was
good
also
3-year
the
run
greatest
rate.
time ever to get a
It
mortgage
was.
that
Yeah.
day.
It was free
Yes.
money.
It
It
was
was
free
Wow.
Yeah.
So all right. So long story
Go
short.
ahead.
So he's like, oh, we
Long
got the
story
house.
short, so one of our other best friends, Boss Builders, shout out.
Shout out, Boss Builders.
Boss Builders.
I call him and I'm like, listen, we're buying another property. We want you to clean it up. You know, pennies on the dollar. We want to Airbnb this bitch out.
Yep.
So
Awesome
we
plan, right?
yeah, we
I'm
Sounds
following.
fucking great. You guys would do
wait,
it too,
hold on.
right?
So-
okay, so chime in, right?
Right.
So, we get the house.
Yeah.
Renovated. We're all excited. Let's fucking Airbnb it, right?
Okay.
It's coming right around the holidays or July 4th weekend.
no, it
Oh.
was that time
The
of
money
year.
you can
Yes.
make in the one weekend pays for the whole year.
That's
which,
right.
That's the plan.
Yeah, right.
Awesome. This and that.
Oh, no.
Alex is like,
I'm hearing
Hey.
a town ordinance.
bad news. That section of Point Pleasant, if you're going to Airbnb it, it has to be 30 days or 30 to 90 days to
Yeah.
Airbnb because the families that are in there don't want turnover by people moving in, partying, getting out
During
for a
the
week by week.
holidays.
Yeah, they
By
shut
the major
basically
weekends.
Point Pleasant shut it down and said you cannot do weekly or weekend rentals.
Oh my god.
And I said, so my dumbass is like, well, who's gonna find out? And
Oh,
then
no.
I did a little due diligence and I found out that you really can't fuck around with the township because
Yeah.
they'll fine us heavily. So,
Oh,
So the awesome investment.
so
that
the
we were-
awesome investment turned into, all right, well, let's see if we can rent it seasonally.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we put it up on the market. It started collecting days because people were reaching out that wanted it this month and not that. It was
Right.
turning into a whole shebang.
Yep.
So
But I can see that you can understand, right? If you're living like that, you're probably living a nice lifestyle. You don't want to have a moving truck right in front
the
of you.
rule is
Right.
amazing. We
Right.
just should have fucking knew the
Yeah,
rule.
right,
yeah,
right, right.
yeah.
Right.
That you would think the real estate agent would do his due diligence on his own investment
But the
property.
reason why we're talking about this, you live and you learn, right?
Yeah,
no one's
yeah.
perfect, right? We made a mistake. It happens, but
Yeah.
we fixed it.
But
you know,
Listen,
also-
long story short, fast forward.
Ordinance changed though, so like you could have bought the property and they passed that shit
Yeah.
after you bought it. That happens all the time
That's
too.
possible.
They
too.
said it was actually relatively fresh.
It-
Yes,
of course it
was
was.
relatively fresh. So that, but it doesn't matter. It didn't help us. So
You
long,
guys should have a podcast, honestly. These guys are good.
Yeah.
yeah, go ahead. Then what?
long story short, we sat on the market for a bit. We were getting action here and there, and then our friend Sal Ventry,
Oh, Sal Ventry. of
Sal
course.
Ventry, another
Sal
fantastic,
Ventry!
Yeah. So he was building a house.
fantastic realtor, was
Yeah.
building a house.
I think Sal's with
acro-
us tonight, by the way.
Yes, he is.
Yes.
Across the lagoon or
Okay.
across the
I
water,
can't
whatever
make
the
it.
fuck we had.
Yeah.
So Sal calls me. He's like, "Listen, bro, I'm building this beautiful house. Your shithole looks perfect for me to keep an eye on my house."
Yeah.
So he's like, "I want to take it as a rental," and I
Yeah.
was like, "All right, fuck it, you're our friend." We weren't getting anything like better, so we gave him a great deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
And me and him ended up basically not making any money.
All right.
Sal moves out. We sold the house because we were both just over it at that point. We did
Yeah.
not take a loss by any means.
I was going to say, how
Yeah.
could you? Because you already got it for under $1 million
Yeah,
anyway.
we didn't take a loss,
Right.
but it was not what we
As
expected it to
profitable as
be.
you thought.
So we were hoping for a quick killing,
Right.
but we still got out of
Yeah.
there. We took our money back.
So going back to like when Jamie was saying, like if you're thinking of doing this, it's okay to not know everything. You know,
Yes.
you live and you learn. You know,
Yes.
there's going to be mistakes. You just got to pick yourself up and move on from it. That's it.
Even
It's not a big
another
deal.
quick story, like people ask me all the time, do you flip? Do you buy?
Right.
So what I like to do is what has been working for me, all jokes aside, buy smart investment properties that you're getting good rental income on, and that is lower or around your mortgage amount if you're obviously putting down a down payment, because the equity does grow.
Of
The
course it
income
does.
the income is legit.
Yep.
You can refinance, you have liquidability, you have money sitting there.
And it's an asset.
So that's
It's an
something
asset.
that I will say, if people are listening out there, you want to get into it, I would say start small, buy a townhouse, something that doesn't require too much maintenance.
Yep.
And things like that, because even I stepped into the flip game with all my connections. You have to give it your all.
You do.
If you're not hands-on and you're not working on it all day, at the end of the day, shit goes through the cracks.
Oh,
You'll end
for
up-
sure.
And you can lose your shirt in a minute.
Just don't buy a property in Point Pleasant.
Yeah, he's still crying about it to this day. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
he's like, I had 3 other
I think it's
opportunities.
beautiful.
Yeah, he was going to invest in E Clean Bro's last round.
That was the last thing I
Yeah.
needed to do at that time. And he's like, you got to do it. I'm like, I don't want to do it right
It
now.
honestly on the surface it sounds like a grand slam, but I know if there's a
Yeah.
way for Point Pleasant to get you,
Yeah.
No.
they'll get you.
That was a lesson learned.
It was.
So if you had to choose a town down in the Jersey Shore, where would you? I mean, I know we're just joking aside.
Yeah.
But what is the most quality of town down in the Jersey Shore?
Well, what does that mean?
If you want to live on the water, if you wanted to pick one, you got Point Pleasant, you've got your Belmar, you've got your Seaside, you've got your
Manasquan's probably.
Manasquan.
Manasquan's
So
fine.
which one would be?
Manasquan's my
What do you
pick.
think?
Manasquan?
I think, well, again, I don't have kids. So, like,
Okay.
for the family person that's going to the beach and you have all the fun stuff for all the kids around,
Yeah.
small town, Manasquan is like the place to be. That's what
Gotcha.
I think. But again,
And there's a lot of revitalization going on
Yeah.
in Manasquan.
yeah, right?
I mean, Manasquan, you're still getting a teeny bit more value on your money than you are in some of the bougier, like
Yeah.
listen, you can't step into Rumson, Fairhaven, Little Silver right now.
Right,
You're just not
right,
doing it.
right.
So I would say if you want to be in that vicinity, Brielle, Belmar, obviously, if you're by the water, it's phenomenal. That would be my advice.
No, but I like it. It's my wife, my 2 kids, right? So if I'm looking for a second property and I want to move down to the beach, right? If I want a second house on the beach, you guys are suggesting Manasquan is the place to go.
Bradley Beach is
oh,
excellent.
Bradley.
Oh yeah.
I
Bradley,
forgot about
Beach,
Bradley.
Bradley Beach is excellent.
I
Great
forgot about
location.
Bradley.
So I want to segue into this, right?
Yeah,
so
go ahead.
so you brought up Sal Ventry. You know, you're here now. You guys are always posting these videos of these beautiful homes, and I'm like thinking to Kayla, like, yo, let's just show up to an open house, right? Like, let's just go see these fucking things. Let's window shop for a minute.
This is
Yeah.
why I don't do open
So-
houses.
You don't
Well-
do open houses, huh?
No,
So
public.
basically, for somebody new to real estate and everything, how does like somebody show up to a house and not waste your guys' fucking time, right? Do you get pre-approved for a mortgage first to see like, because people like one of the things on the memes on the internet, right? People are like, yeah, I'm on Zillow. I fall in love with this house. It's fucking $13 million.
Right.
So like for a first time home buyer, probably you need to understand what mortgage payment you could afford or similar to your rent, and then work backwards on a down payment. Like for somebody trying to like a first time home buyer, or even like a second or third time home buyer who's like with a fucking car, right? You go turn your car in and then you get a new car with a lower payment, right? Like
It's a very simple answer.
yeah, it's simple
Very
for
sim-
you, bro. This is your fucking
Well,
life.
I'm
For
gonna make it
someone-
simple.
All
I'm
right,
gonna make it
let's
simple.
make it simple.
You can search online all day long. You
Yeah.
can look at homes, $13 million, $1 million. I can pre-approve you for $1 million. It's all about your comfortability of what you want to spend per month. When
Yeah,
people
correct.
come to me, right, and they're like, well, what's my max? What's my max affordability? I said, let's back up for 1 second. What do you want to spend per month? What's
Yeah.
a number? You don't have to, if you say $3,000 a month, we could push it to 31. What is your comfortable number? Because when you buy a home, you still have internet, gas, electric, all these other things that go into owning a home that the bank doesn't really look at.
Don't
So-
forget the taxes is the biggest.
Yeah, I'm saying mortgage payment, all included,
Bro,
right?
my first year of my property, a fucking bunch of trees fell, bro. I did drop like 12 grand just to get
right.
down my
Yeah.
driveway.
So that's part of owning a home. So when these people come, I say, listen, let's do your affordability first. And then when I have a number for you, then I'll go to the real estate agent. I'll call Alex, say, hey, Greg is actually looking. He needs a house between $400,000 and $500,000 because based on his down payment
Yep.
and his affordability, he doesn't want to spend more than $3,000 a month.
what's
That's
the
it.
what's the down payments looking like?
So-
you know I use that VA home
Oh,
loan.
VA?
I
Yeah.
hate whenever he's like, I got to put 20% down. I'm so
Do
glad
you
you brought
have
that
to
up.
put
Yeah.
do you have
Do
to
it-
put 20% down?
No.
Yes, Jamie. Yes, Jamie.
No,
you, have
you do
to.
not.
Okay.
You do not.
All right.
as a veteran, we actually, we
Whoa.
did Jamie's loan. You can put no money down. Zero.
How do you get away with that?
VA home loan, baby.
VA
for
home
my,
loans.
I served my country, Greg.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
bro.
All veteran
Hey,
loans.
hey,
100%.
listen, I got hurt in training. I got an honorable discharge.
Yeah.
I got hurt in training. I don't want no sympathy. I don't want a discount at Perkins Pancakes.
Oh, my
all right, I don't even talk about it, but I am technically a veteran and I do get all the benefits.
He is. And, thank you for serving. So he,
Yes,
Thank you
for
for
your
going
service,
away
Jamie.
for a year.
Yes.
And
That is such a loophole. That is such
what the fuck, bro? You go active duty, bro. Go kiss your family goodbye with that Bible on the airplane and
you're
show
right,
up
you're
and
right.
do boot camp.
Okay, good point. Good point. Good
So the
point.
veterans
I take
can
it back.
do 0%
Yes.
down, no money
Really?
down.
That was
a loophole. That was my
It's
master
one of the
plan.
best programs.
Man.
But as far as down payment, you can go 3% down, you can go 5% down, 3.5%. It's all about what you have.
Yeah,
right?
because if I have 20% and I know I want to do some renovations, putting 20% down kills me.
Let me ask
now
you-
I have no renovations.
think about this. Every $10,000 that you put down, right?
Right, yep.
More or less, what do you think the difference in the payment is? Just throw a number out there.
$100.
$10,000.
I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna go with Jamie. What Jamie said. I don't know.
Maybe
Average
50
right
bucks?
now is around $62 a month.
Oh, okay.
So
Sure.
think
Every
about-
10 grand.
Correct.
Yeah.
Because it's still over 30 years.
Wow.
So
Oh, yeah,
when
yeah,
people
yeah.
come to me like, hey, I'm going to put down 50,000, I'm like, well, let's backtrack. Put down 30, right? And then you can furnish the house with the other money because you still are able to afford the payment. So it makes sense. Like, hey,
Right.
spend an extra 20 grand or save, $120 in your pocket.
Yeah. And what
per month.
this is
Huh.
financial literacy, right? So it's like you could finance through the furniture company, right? So when me and Kayla first got our apartment, you got 12 months free financing. We paid it off in 10 months. That way, like, we had a
don't get
month
cracked.
buffer.
Yes.
But what Troy's saying is, like, you could put that 20 grand in your mortgage.
Yeah.
And, like, one of the things I learned the hard way, right? You guys shared a story. I got absolutely clobbered when I did my building in Eatontown because I mismanaged my cash. I paid for cash things I should have financed, and I financed things I should have paid cash for. And when you're doing a long-term investment like real estate, you want to really sit down with somebody like Troy or Alex and be like, hey, look, I don't have a fucking bed or a couch. You think you're being financially smart because you're bringing your fixed costs down, but it's like, listen, dude, if you don't have a fucking bed to sleep in and now you're going to go put that bed on a credit card,
Yeah.
you just paid over 30 years. You fucking killed yourself for those. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but like you
I get
financially,
what you're saying.
you financially crushed yourself
Right. I'm following.
because you put that on a credit card when you should have put it on your mortgage.
Right.
And you
At
should have had-
26%.
This
Yeah.
is the shit
Right,
that they
right,
should
that's
teach at
ridiculous.
school.
Yeah, of course they
And
don't.
this is the stuff that they don't go over because you'd be shocked. 95% of people don't get the simple math behind any of what we're discussing.
You're right.
By the way,
It's
I was
crazy.
a self-made multimillionaire.
Yeah, you were. Yeah, you were.
when all this bad shit happened to me.
Yeah.
So like you guys got clobbered in real estate. I got clobbered in my business too, with just basic financial literacy of like, this is what you finance, this is what you use cash for, and you want cash on hand.
Yeah.
And if the project finishes earlier, there's no prepayment penalty. So you could pay the debt off with the cash you saved on hand, but you have money set aside for a rainy day.
Yep.
You have your debt is termed out long term with a low interest rate because it's tied to something tangible. A house is a tangible asset.
course.
Yep.
I
So
like
you
that,
could
yep.
repossess. So what you need to understand is anytime you're looking at financing, unsecured capital is something that has no tangible asset. So it's the most expensive capital to borrow.
Correct.
What a house is real estate is a very tangible asset. That's like
Yeah.
local banks. You always want it, like Amboy National's a bank. They love real estate.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
Well, what do you mean?
No, I wonder why Amboy does.
Well, they're just a real estate bank. They
Okay.
they're a local bank
I
that
didn't know.
loves
It's
real
local.
estate.
It's
I didn't
local.
know.
So
I
if
didn't
you're
know.
doing construction or anything and you own so if I owned my building
Yeah.
at Eat Clean Bro, which
Uh-huh.
I don't, but if I did,
Yeah.
Amboy would be up my ass because they could tie all of my loans and all of my business capital, anything that's unsecured could get tied to the building.
Mhm.
So then if I default on any of my capital loans, they come and they say, all right, Jamie, we're taking your fucking building. And that's how the bank sleeps at night knowing, hey, I can lend this guy a competitive interest rate or something to pull back on. But that's
I
why
didn't know. I
Best
didn't know.
way, best
Yeah.
way
No
to
idea.
leverage money
Gotcha.
is if
Yeah.
you own assets.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
But everything about that down payment, everyone thinks, like you said, 20%. Because
Yeah,
the
right.
generation before us is, if you didn't put 20% down, you're never going to buy a house.
That's right.
And it's always the parents that get involved. And I say, hey, you know what?
Oh,
let's,
my God.
let's hop on a call with mom and
Absolutely.
dad,
I-
and I'll give them the options because it's not
Yeah.
just the 20%.
Yeah.
And then listen, if your parents, I have a lot of people that get gifts from parents. That's okay.
Mm-hmm.
If your parent wants to give you $100,000 and you want to put it into the house, by all means.
Right,
I'm not
right.
telling you to not put 20%
Yep,
down,
yep.
but people have options nowadays that they can use state grants. Oh my God, New Jersey has so many grants available right
damn,
now.
I never
Like-
used one of them.
Yeah.
And when I
Me-
say
me
grants,
either. He
grants
brings
is
this up now.
grants you don't pay back, right? So depending on your income and where you're buying, you can apply right now for a New Jersey grant of $22,000.
Where, bro?
You're
How do you
joking.
What do you mean,
qualify
where?
for that? Let's hear it. How do you qualify for
Yeah,
that?
how does nobody
it's-
even hear
tell
about
us,
that?
tell us.
It's based on income.
He
I want to hear.
set
I
me
want to
up.
hear.
Wait, how
So-
low does your income got to be?
Yeah,
'Cause
you
I
gotta-
just,
you gotta
it-
make
it-
I just put
$5,000.
everything in Kayla's name.
It-
I'm broke,
Yeah.
boy. I got
It's-
nothing.
It's
is
based on your
welfare.
average income. So, but it's all based on your area. But like the person that I just closed on, they did a $22,000 grant from the state of New Jersey.
Wow.
But they were first generational home buyers.
Okay.
So there's different categories for different people.
I
What
get it,
town
I
did
get
they
it.
buy in?
Huh?
What
I
town
get
did
it.
they buy in?
I don't. Bro, don't. I don't know.
Gotcha.
Wait, you don't know the town?
I don't know because I
He
know
doesn't wanna
mortgage.
answer.
I don't
So
know
the state-
addresses.
So the state sets
It's
aside
one of your people.
So the state sets aside X amount of dollars
Yeah.
for first-time home buyers
That's
from
correct.
that are first generation.
Just a $22,000 one. Then there is a
Gotcha.
$15,000. There's a $7,500. So there's all different categories. But
What? I love
There's
this.
no way it
You
was
know,
one
wait,
of his
guys,
people
guys,
with all
guys,
those luxury
guys. Do you
homes.
want to? Do you
he
want to
has
laugh?
other
But
agents
my,
that work for him.
Oh, it was one of
yeah.
Alex's
yeah,
agents.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Tell me.
I mean, my clients can't even get like they got $700,000 down to put down on a $900,000 purchase price, and Troy calls me. He's like, "Yeah, I can't get him the loan." That's my clients on a daily
Sometimes.
basis.
Oh,
Sometimes.
why? Because they're
Well,
they're
because
bad.
people, I have a lot of
Self-employed.
clientele that have a lot of money put away.
I love
that-
this. I love this. I love this.
And listen, I'm
Self-employed.
not mentioning any names, right? Self-employed.
We're clean. We're clean.
My clients are all phenomenal. I love
Right.
every single one of you, but my book of business is, hey, I got a few mil, but I need a loan, a few bucks, and we can't even get the loan.
And then they
because-
call me and they're like, "Oh, here's my tax return."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh, wow, gross to $15 million. Amazing."
Yeah.
Bottom line, $3,800. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Taxes paid, zero.
it's
Yeah.
amazing.
Sir, have you
Well-
paid your taxes this year? Not in the last 10 years,
Well,
but I need to
I've
get a
only
loan.
heard these stories. I never thought they
Oh,
were
no,
But
that's
there are
welcome to-
programs that get
welcome to
around
my
it.
life.
There are
now,
programs.
no, but now here's the thing, Greg. You got to ask yourself: if you were in control of your own income and you
Yeah.
had the option to
Yeah.
make money and not pay tax, everyone would make money and not pay tax.
Correct.
Sure.
So when layman's get, and everyone has an opinion, everyone has an opinion about money.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, when you live that lifestyle, see, the whole thing is, in order to be successful with business, you need to be bankable. People who are not bankable, right? They want to buy this nice house, but they can't get a loan. So
Right.
it comes back and it bites them in the ass. There's ways to not be a sleazeball with money. And I learned a lot about this through listen, I'm not at that level yet where like the Clinton Foundation and stuff, like there's foundations and stuff where you can employ your family and you could pump money through a charity and pay everyone and take care of everybody, but you have your IRAs. that
You have your SEP IRAs. If you're an independent
So,
contractor, things of that. Like
you
there's
could-
so many different ways.
There's
to
a lot
do
of
it.
loopholes.
And you
Yes.
could put away, you could max out your 401k for me and my wife. So like the last time I did it, I could pre-tax deduction. I could put for me and Kayla, almost 100 G's away.
But you can't take your 401k out. Even
No.
No,
I'm
but-
just saying, what they're saying. The reason
Yeah.
way I'm bankable and I've always been able to get loans because I've done things the right way.
I get you.
Where I've put my money in a place where it's beneficial
Right.
for to be bankable on paper.
I
So
get
these
it.
guys are
Yeah.
No, but listen, in my line of work,
Yeah.
I cannot hide money, right? In the state of New
Yeah,
Jersey,
sure.
I get paid from the brokerage to myself. Every single paycheck that I get, I have to set aside money for taxes. If I don't
Gotcha.
pay my taxes, we have a
Right.
problem, right?
Right, of course.
So when I call him, no matter what the purchase price is, for the most part, because obviously I sell a decent amount of houses,
Right.
he never has a hard time getting me a loan because I do pay my taxes.
Sure.
Now,
he shows the
but
income.
I get creative.
Right.
Do I avoid paying as much as I possibly can? Not
Yeah.
avoid, but set money aside and get creative, like the SEP IRAs and things of that nature, and
I get it.
maximize them. What he's trying to say, 100% you have to. Otherwise, you're paying even more money than you have to.
There's people that, are more creative than others.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
That's right.
And if you push the needle a little bit, it's
Little
Well,
creativity.
so-
yeah, that's
right.
all
It
it
goes
is.
far.
So just like these guys, so he's like real estate, he does
Yeah.
the mortgage. You also
Yeah.
have like personal financial advisors and they advise you. And then you also have your CPA, right? Your accountant. So you want your accountants there to keep you out of jail, and you essentially want to have a team. So you have your accountant and you have your financial advisor, and then there's
There's a lot.
I always get into an argument with my accountant all the time. Every year I get into an argument. To me, it's almost insulting how much money I give in taxes
Yeah.
and then to pay at the end on
No
top of that. Like when he comes to me and he's like, hey, we're going to need an extra 40 grand. Like,
Yeah.
are you kidding me?
Yep.
Where's that coming from?
I don't know who I hate more, my accountant or my dentist. It's
Oh,
one or the other.
my
I
God.
think it's my dentist.
I
So
cry every time the
insulting.
accountant
Yeah.
calls me. It's a little bit of a
Right.
to your shed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
That's
every time.
because I'm paying tremendous amount of money in my taxes as it is. So then at the end, to all of a sudden ask me for 40 grand out of nowhere,
Yeah.
it's like you got to be joking me.
Yeah.
That's to me that's insulting. To me, it's insulting. I can't believe it.
I got to tell you, man, I'm pretty shocked. They lowered the lowered the barrier to entry. So you get a 3%. You put 3% down, then that frees up.
a lot of cash.
That frees up a lot of cash. What is like some advice to like the way Greg, the way you handled yourself? You got your fixer upper. That's what me and Kayla did.
Yeah.
I think I could tell you this. When Kayla and I, so we bought our first house in Mills Ponds. Troy did that mortgage as well.
Yeah. what have you not done for Jamie?
He's done all my mortgages.
Really?
Me and Jamie have stories.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Holy shit.
So
Jesus.
Kayla, so we walk in and it was really funny, dude. We walked into this house and Kayla hated it. She's like, oh, I'm like, Kayla, like
it smelled. Didn't it have a smell.
no,
to
it was like the paint.
Paint.
The
It was,
paint,
yeah.
and we ripped up the floor. Actually, there
Right.
might have been a smell,
Yeah,
because
there
the hardwood floor was all warped.
Yeah, there was a smell.
So we
It's called water damage.
Yeah.
It's mold. He's smelling mold.
Yeah.
Smell mold.
We've all had it. We've all had
it's
it.
pretty dangerous.
So-
Please, we've all had it.
So I'll tell you this: we lived in the townhouse while my forever home was being built, and I had this room that was supposed to be my son's room. We had this bad vibe. I felt like the teenage daughter was playing with the Ouija board in there, and my wife's like, "Yo, why don't you ever put Giorgio in his room?" I'm like, "Nah, baby, nah." Like, I never told her I thought that room was haunted or possessed,
God.
but we moved in anyway because I was like, "Dude, there's no way we could lose." I think we got it for like. You know what's really sad, bro? I think we got that townhouse for like $315, and now they're going for like $650 all day.
Yeah.
Who knew what was
That's
gonna
right.
happen?
I know.
That was what, Mill Ponds, right? Was it Mill
Bro,
Ponds?
And I sold that townhouse because like me and my wife are very generous. Like, so I'm like, fuck, Kayla, like we're gonna put someone in our family here and let them live here for free. Like, let's just sell it.
Right.
I should have held it, man.
It's always difficult,
Yeah,
I
but-
think, to get out of a townhouse because you're always pitting yourself up against this. I mean, they're all cookie cutters, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
is that right? Am I right that
For
it's
the-
difficult?
Plus minus, it's all the same shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all the same shit.
Like I had my friends living in my Atlanta house, so Troy gave me that mortgage too. I had this sick brownstone. That house was fucking
That house
sick.
was sick.
But I had all my employees living there. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh man, you're down on your luck, man. Yo, just live here.
And he
Just
calls
live
me. He's
here.
like, "Hey, I'm in Atlanta. I need to buy this house." I'm like, "You're in Atlanta?" And he's
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, and I need this now." I'm like, "Well, hold on. Let's back up." And then next thing you know, he flew back. It was a couple weeks later. and
yeah.
got the
Well,
house.
what's crazy is I
Yeah.
used the VA home loan.
Yeah.
So I did
I'm
zero.
not saying anything anymore. I'll never say another thing. I promise.
How many of them did you use?
What do you mean?
How many times did you use a VA loan when you purchased?
I think I used it 3
This is
times.
the
Three
second or
times.
third time.
Three
Oh,
times.
3 times.
Three
Okay.
times.
Can
And
you
could
use
do
them
it-
many times?
You
Yeah.
could do it.
Yeah.
See, I'm
Yeah,
learning.
you have
today. I didn't know
entitlement.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Basically you can't have it running at the same time.
Correct.
And you can't have it within like 25 miles. Like there. So essentially, I did a conventional for the house I'm in now.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure I did.
Yeah. No, we did. No, we did the VA from the beginning, and then we got into convention.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the whole thing with the perk of the VA home loan is
Yeah.
you don't need the insurance, right? So like if you could like live by like you don't need the mortgage insurance and you don't need a down payment.
Correct. There's no PMI private mortgage insurance. But
And
so
don't
when
you-
you put
don't
less
you
than
avoid
20%
paying
down,
taxes?
you have mortgage insurance,
Huh?
right?
Taxes.
PMI.
I
Well,
can't stand the PMI.
Everyone's
You can't stand
everyone
it.
hates. It's like the
Uh,
devil, that word. It's
It
unbelievable.
is. It is. You
Yeah.
can't get out of it.
I
They
know.
got you there for lock you in forever.
Yeah.
VA loans, don't you get a tax break also?
That's only if
If you're
are-
100% disabled.
Yes.
Oh,
So if you're
okay,
100%
okay.
disabled, you pay
Got it.
no property taxes.
I know.
Yes.
Zero.
I knew it was
which
something
is
like that because
crazy.
I've had clients
Yeah.
that told me they were tax
Mhm.
exempt.
Amazing.
You got to get
Yeah.
right on the Navasink River with that, baby.
Whoa.
Yeah, literally
Yeah.
buy a $2 million house and have no property taxes. That'd be
Yeah.
pretty
Well,
That'd
you
be
remember
really
we
nice.
had we had that one guy not that long ago in St. Andrews condo in
That's right.
Manalapan.
Yeah.
He had full tax exemption.
Waived.
Yeah.
Let me ask you guys, what town?
That's such a waste of free property tax to live in that condo there. Ooh, I got
That guy-
I got
that-
$9,000 for free. Yeah, bro. You get
that-
but the tax write off in New Jersey for property or whatever, you get a $10,000 tax deduction towards your property tax with income, right?
Yes.
It's that. Can't wait till
Wow.
that gets waived.
Mhm.
Yeah, but
We need
so
to get rid of that.
when you're paying that 40,000, Greg, you should be like,
Dude.
tell your accountant because, dude, let me tell you something
Oh,
about.
I know.
Let me tell you something about professionals.
Tell me.
Okay, you go to the doctor and you think,
Yeah.
oh, I'm at the doctor, bro. Medical malpractice is the third cause of fucking death in all deaths.
Look it up. You see spouting out.
All right.
Look it up. All right.
I hope
I want to find.
Hey.
All right. Out of nowhere, he spouts out these statistics.
Yeah, Gary Brecka, you better be right, motherfucker.
Out of nowhere.
So basically, you think your accountant has your best interest.
Yeah.
But in reality, you're just a fucking number.
I hear you loud and clear.
You know,
loud and
unless
clear.
they're a big fan of your career, they don't give a fuck about
Listen,
you.
I haven't moved from accountants because I'm always nervous about starting all over again and letting them go back into my finances, the whole thing.
Yep.
So I stick with him. And he's a great guy. He really is.
They're
And,
all great guys.
You're right. But I brace myself, and I know it's coming. And I even kind of preface, like, what can I do during the year to not have this happen to me every single time? And I'm like you, I kind of put money
So
aside.
this is what you do.
know, but it's never enough.
You
It's
should
never enough.
talk to someone else.
Have you ever?
That's it. Just talk to
Are
someone.
you
It's okay.
you're a 1099, correct?
Of course.
So let me ask you a question. Have you ever done anything in regards to depreciation, buying assets with depreciation?
I have not.
All your equipment you bought for your podcast.
That's right, yeah.
That
That's
should
all
be a fucking.
these
that-
are all depreciating
That's
assets.
legitimate.
You can write
that
these
is
things off.
legitimate write-off.
So
Nine-
if your accountant hasn't had the conversation with
We
you,
have not.
You
it's
have to
time
fire him,
it's
dude.
time to have a
Fuck
conversation
him.
with your accountant and say, hey, how come you never told me that I should go buy a studio with depreciable assets inside the studio?
I
Because
swear
you
I
can
never
write.
knew.
There's
you
no
can-
way.
yeah.
I guarantee if you whip out your tax return, there's depreciation on there. If you're
I
a
mean,
1099,
if your accountant hasn't had this conversation with you, Greg, then you
bro,
definitely
the
should have.
TurboTax guy online will fucking write you depreciation. There's
I'm
no
just
way.
saying.
Never knew.
Yeah.
Never knew.
There's a
probably
lot
doing-
of there's
he's
a
probably
lot of
doing it.
ways to get
You have
creative.
equipment too, bro. You have your
I'm s-
phone, you have
yeah.
your internet,
Yeah.
you have your car.
That's
these
right.
These are all functions of business that you need to that
Get
you
this
need
guy
to
on the
have.
phone.
There
Call
was,
him
no,
live.
no.
Let's not put the guy on blast right now.
No,
But
no,
we
no.
won't
I'm at a point in my
mention-
life, dude. I'll just go fuck your accountant up. right now.
Jesus Christ.
Seriously.
But I think, like,
Call Frank right now. Call him.
we're
Me
gonna break. We're gonna break.
Me and Tony B, Island Wide Realty, are gonna go stop by and see your
Man,
accountant.
oh man! I said it earlier. It's not what you know; it's who you know.
Yeah.
I think I need to start knowing somebody else. That's it.
This is the whole point of this
Right.
podcast, is to have these types of conversations.
I like
because
his lessons.
when I'm out to dinner with my friends,
Yeah.
obviously before the tequila kicks in and before we get too whacked, these conversations we have are great. I'm usually with like doctors or high net worth people.
There's a lot of smart people in that group.
Oh man.
Yeah.
But then like when we're at Angelica's and I have some of my other business owner friends that aren't as crazy as my other friends, there's like a lot of crazy shit going on. So like even with like next week's episode with fucking Rob and Devin, like they both had huge exits.
Right.
That motherfucker Rob sold his company for $355 million. There's some crazy shit you learn when you do that.
Yeah.
So
But while we're doing this to educate people, like Greg, you said
I am so
you,
poor. I
You,
am so
you don't want to do
poor.
this, but
We're
you
all
don't
poor
want to
compared to
waste your
Rob.
time because you're nervous to just give someone else your financials, whatever it is.
Yeah,
You're
right.
doing
I
yourself
don't
a
wanna start all
disservice.
over again.
I get that, but it takes 10 minutes. You send your 2-year returns on an email to a new account and say, hey, can you look at this for me? That's all
I'll
it
give you a
takes.
couple suggestions.
But
off
that's
camera.
all it really is. It's just someone looking. They're not going
And-
to charge you. It
and-
takes them 10 minutes to look and be like, hey, we can probably do this and this. And a lot of people are nervous to make that change, but you're probably losing money.
I'm also nervous because my accountant is old school. He does a very conservative way of doing things, you know. And you always hear about people getting caught because they go with somebody younger, more quicker. And then all of a sudden-
Bullshit. It's
Yeah,
bullshit.
I don't know.
As long as someone's not pushing the needle and they know, okay, here's the line, just don't go past it and just say, listen,
and
I want to
just-
be okay.
And just so you know,
Yeah.
I was with a guy who was trying to push the line,
Right.
and so
And that's what I'm saying. Like, there are those slick
You know, not you.
There's
me
plenty
or-
we
of
know
them
a
out there.
very
Plenty of
close
them out
mutual friend of ours that we both know
My
who
old-
has
my old boss?
yeah, who has a criminal history. This guy did hard time for
Right.
mortgage fraud,
But-
So that's
and
what
he
I'm
was
saying.
he was trying to he was like, well, we could double deduct these donations, and I was like, like the second I start hearing like double deduct, I'm like, no, we can't do that. That's double dipping.
But
which
that's
is,
what I'm saying.
yeah.
That there's those kind of things,
But
and I have
no,
idea. I'm
no,
clueless
hold
to
on,
that.
hold on. A law-abiding regular accountant would never
Yeah.
suggest that.
Correct.
I was with a convicted criminal.
Yeah, but how
Yeah.
am I going to know that? I
But-
don't know these things.
You don't have
You
to.
do a little
Jesus
bit of due
Christ,
diligence
Greg,
on the person.
hold on. This is the difference, okay?
Yeah.
You bought a fucking microphone.
Sure.
One.
Yeah, I get you.
Now, if
It's part of your business.
Right.
now if you go and say you bought 1,000 microphones,
That's where you get.
I get you.
now
I get you.
that's how people end up in jail.
Yeah.
Right, I
Now,
understand what
so
you're saying.
Troy and I have a history where we if you ever watch, and Alex, how long were you in you've been in real estate a long time?
Like 15 years now.
So
Wow.
dude, did you see 08? 08 was a crazy fucking time.
that was the year the year after I got out of high school, so I wasn't quite.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
dude. Yo, it went from you ever see the
tank.
Wolf of Wall Street where everyone's on
Oh,
top of the
tank.
world?
Love
Tank.
the movie.
Tank.
Love
And
the
then
movie.
and then shit hits the fan, and now you're like, oh my god, my wife left me. I have no money. I'm going to jail.
Yeah.
Me and Troy got to see that in real life.
Yep.
Like we got to see our heroes
Crash and burn.
crash and burn.
So you learned some lessons, absolutely.
Well, you
Not
don't-
really.
Well, so Troy and I never had the balls to like do the shit they did.
Yeah. This is how me and Jamie met. Like,
Yeah. So like we were like
this was
like
2007, 2006, 2007.
yeah, I was at Financial Resources in 2005.
Yeah,
and
5.
then we met
2 years after that. It was right around there.
we
My license is in place in 2006, but I really wasn't doing it. But
Yeah.
Jamie, so where our office used to be, it was New York Sports Club, like
Yeah.
right next to it. And Jamie was working out there. This guy was fucking jacked,
Shredded.
jacked. But he was cooking meals for, there was probably 100 women and men at this office.
Mostly
and-
men.
Mostly men. But he would walk over with a big, like a box the size of this fucking table,
Right.
filled with chicken and rice
Yep.
and steak and rice.
Yep.
Walk over, sell them to everyone in the office for maybe they're what, $3 a meal?
$5.
Hustle money.
$5 a meal.
Right.
And we'd all just say, yep, leave them, we'll take them all. And this is how I met Jamie. So one thing led to another. Every other day he would come over with all this meal. And one day he gives me fucking, I can say the
Yeah,
story,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
By the way, I remember that Jamie. I remember
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
Jamie.
And it was
Yeah.
awesome. So he come over and he gave me chicken and rice and I was eating it, this and that. And I, cut into it and it's like, it was steak and rice. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah, it was
Steak and
steak.
rice. Cutting the steak. It's purple.
Oh,
Yeah.
bro.
So
Oh.
I cut in. I'm like trying to get through. I'm like, Jamie, I'm like, steak's fucking purple. He goes, yeah, you don't got to pay for that one. I was like, wait, what do you mean? And he goes, the barbecue, the propane tank ran out of gas. I'm like, so you just fucking put it in the thing.
That's
you
how
sold
fresh
it?
that's
He's
how fresh it
selling.
was.
He's
you know?
selling.
We
Yeah,
didn't
he's
have
like-
time to change the propane tank.
Yeah,
It's
it's
so
like, I gotta
fresh.
sell that. You
He
gotta
goes,
sell it.
He goes, I ran out of gas. I'm like, all right. He goes, but you don't gotta pay for that. I'm like, well, no shit.
Dude, that was
gotta
such a
respect
But that was
the
like
honesty.
that, and he just kept going, and he just
Yeah.
kept getting bigger and bigger.
Yep.
And next thing you know, he was on Route 9. What was it?
Yeah.
Nona's.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
back
remember.
in Nona's. That's right.
Bro, the
Yeah.
cars were off of the
Yeah.
road into Route
I remember
9,
that too.
and I remember seeing him just grow and
Yeah.
grow and grow. And it's funny because I remember that specific day, him walking over
Yeah.
with
Yep.
these crates,
Yep.
and it's just like unbelievable to see like where we all are. Because where I was and where he was to where we are now is
Yeah.
unbelievable. Because we all did the right fucking thing. Because half the
Yeah.
people I was working with are in jail,
Oh
went
man,
to jail.
or dead. Yeah,
Yeah.
jail or dead.
Yeah,
I
literally.
can't even. I do want to ask you guys because you guys know you guys know
Well,
everything that's
Greg,
going
all
on.
like
but-
for people listening, all
Yeah.
you have to do is it on Netflix, right? The Big Short.
Yeah.
oh, I
Yeah,
love
it's
Big
a
Short.
great-
That
that's
was
a great
great.
movie.
Yeah.
So basically,
Christian, what's his name? Christian
Bale.
Slater.
Bale.
Christian
Yeah,
Bale.
Christian
That's
Bale.
so
right.
essentially, what the Big Short was
Yeah.
was like,
No, the housing bubble.
Yeah.
yeah. So like the banks and the feds lowered the rates. The banks
Right.
realized, all right, tangible assets. They're like, all right, we'll loan against it.
Yeah.
Then these cowboy bankers started saying, wow, fuck, they approve everything. So then they had these no doc loans,
Yep.
and they started giving everyone mortgages.
Anyone with a heartbeat.
and
got a loan.
Right.
and basically things just got really crazy. And what people don't understand about the financial collapse was that like what happens is things like debt, they keep getting bundled up and repackaged and repurposed and repackaged, and like they would take some really solid people that they could depend on and wrap it in with some bad notes,
Mhm.
and like it all just got tangled, and then like everyone stopped
Right,
paying,
right.
and then like the fucking floor just came down, and that was the financial collapse of 2008. But it all happened with people like in The Big Short. We had a bunch of fucking
Totally.
good-looking dudes
Yeah.
in
Slanging
$10,000
mortgages.
suits.
Oh, I get it. I get it.
just
Slanging
fucking
mortgages.
selling mortgages and shit. You know, someone tried to get me a fucking a 2-family in Newark, like an adjustable,
Yeah.
where it was like no money down,
It was
and after
wild.
2 years the balloon payments ballooned.
It was a wild time.
What are we heading into right now? Because now there's, of course, the crisis with the stock market and everything and the bonds. And
So that housing bubble was a lending issue, right?
Right.
The
Okay.
banks were giving out loans to people that should not have gotten mortgages because they
Okay.
couldn't afford it. They weren't
Yeah.
verifying income.
Oh, yeah, that
They
too.
couldn't
Oh my
support-
god.
They couldn't
weren't
support the
verified.
payment they had.
Yeah, like there was people that we were putting into homes that their property tax bill was more than what they were making per month. So
Yeah.
like, but that's what the banks were doing. Right now, it's a housing crisis. We're short homes.
Gotcha.
That's all it is. And
No,
you
but
see it
there's
every
one
day.
very important thing that people like my favorite people are the people that say it's overpriced or I'll wait for it to come down.
I just can't believe that some of these houses are going for the price they're going
Let
for
me
right
give
now.
you one response.
Yeah.
The cost of the land is significantly different because there's not enough land out there. There's not enough
Right.
homes being built to support the amount of people that are coming into the area.
Right,
So
right.
it's in our specific area of what I know is if the cost of construction is 10x right now of anything it used to be,
Right.
and the cost of the land is 10x than anything it used to be, it sincerely cost the builder, let's say $1 million, and he's selling it for 1.3.
Yeah.
Call it. It's not. People think that we're into it for 500 and we're making a killing over here.
Yeah.
That is complete bullshit. So it's everything is worth more than it used to be worth, and that can't go the other way because unless lumber becomes 40% cheaper tomorrow, you're not getting the material for less. The labor force, I mean, a lot of people just got sent packing.
What do you guys know about the New York market? Is the same thing happening in New York as it is in New Jersey, in Staten Island, Long Island, Yonkers, anything like that? Are you guys familiar?
I won't lie to you. I'm familiar within the bubbles that I
Okay,
work and
okay.
live in, so
Fair
I
enough.
won't comment on things
I'm just
I
curious.
don't really know as much. Yeah.
Because I mean, it seems like what we're going through is so bizarre that it's happening right here where we're living. I feel like we're on like a bubble of some
But
sort.
think about it.
I gotta
Like,
tell you,
right?
I don't. Like we said with the Netflix,
a lot
thing,
happening.
I think where we
There's-
live, I think it's only going to go up more.
It will.
I think we
It's
could
gonna
hit.
boom.
I think we could hit another 2x. I think my house at some time in the near future, in the next 10 years, I think my house with the way it sits on the cul-de-sac will go for $5 million.
Oh,
Listen,
the cul-de-sac for
Greg,
sure.
I'm building my own house right now, and he'll
Yeah.
tell you he's my
Yeah.
boy. I call him every single day crying
You're
about
getting
change
crushed.
orders. I'm getting, and I'm by the way, I'm in the business.
Yeah.
I'm a conservative guy in regards to I know what I'm doing I'm in the business.
Right.
I can't. I'm upside down 7 figures right now, anywhere near what I thought I was going to be into this house for, because there is no way to go around what the cost of labor
Can't
and
stop the
construction is
bleeding.
today.
Can't stop
I
the
can't
bleeding.
stop the bleeding, and I'm at the tail end of it.
But
right
how
now.
do they get away with charging what they're charging?
It's not. They're not getting away with it. That's the cost of like the goods.
Everything is higher.
The cost
think
of
about the whole
everything.
world.
My
on
fucking
everything.
Eat Clean Bro meal is
Everything.
up.
I can only
like,
imagine.
yeah.
I used to sell meals for my friends for $5. Now I have to charge like 15.
How much does it cost you to make it? Is
It
the
fucking
question.
sucks.
Yeah.
That's
Oh my
that's
God.
So
exactly what
we're
it is.
seeing everything of
yeah.
inflation. Everything's
Yeah.
higher priced, especially with the houses. But in
Yeah.
our area is because there is low inventory.
the demand.
That's
it's
the
demand.
problem.
The
That's
What's
school
up?
districts are great.
Yeah.
Did
Yeah.
BlackRock is BlackRock buying up Monmouth County? We have to stop that shit. We have to fight the machine.
I don't think so.
Fuck you,
Not that
Vanguard.
I-
No.
not that I
Ding,
could say
ding,
that.
here we
Yeah.
go.
We got to fight the machine.
I
We need a bell. I need a bell. So when you start going into it, ding, ding, round 2. Here we go.
Alex, are you selling those homes to BlackRock?
I'll be
Alex?
completely honest. Not that I'm aware of.
Here we go.
So I do have a lot of investors,
Yeah.
and maybe they're posing, but not that I'm aware.
They're
of.
not picking up houses like BlackRock like
Yeah,
that.
no.
Wow.
Klaus Schwab is coming through with the checkbook.
Charles.
No, that's Charles the investment. Klaus Schwab is like is the evil German guy who's like with trying to destroy the world.
Give me another town. We talked about some of the towns that are close to the water. What about some of the towns that are more inland? And there's a lot of construction that's going on. If you go into the East Brunswick area, Edison is blowing up now. What do you think another hot area to move into would be?
I think like walls fucking popping.
Walls popping off because it's close to the shore. It's close.
Yeah, that's
to
still down
everything.
here though.
You want to talk like maybe Woodbridge,
Woodbridges.
New Brunswick, East
New Brunswick?
New
Really?
Brunswick has plenty of nicer like being renovated. So there, a lot of people are coming in and buying up a lot of the shittier properties.
Gotcha.
And then they're making it. The turnover is happening over
So
there.
New Brunswick and Woodbridge.
Woodbridge is very nice. Metuchen is very nice
They got that.
area.
They redid the whole.
The
town,
Metuchen's
the whole
the
town
downtown.
over there.
That's right. Yeah, by the train station.
Oh,
I think it's
exactly.
gorgeous. Right, they have
It's-
really nice boutique stores, restaurants.
Old Bridge is
Oh,
coming
up
up
and down
more.
Route
shout out.
Old Bridge is
That
right
whole
up
Route
and
9
down
corridor.
9.
Yeah, that's
Oh
where
my
I'm from,
God.
baby. Lawrence Harbor.
Old Bridge is
baby.
getting Old Bridge is getting nicer and nicer,
Right.
more and more expensive. The schools are getting better.
Yep.
That's all. it is.
Yeah. So at Eat Clean Bro, I was in Nona's parking lot. It was July of 2013, and I had just gotten fired. Well, I didn't get fired. I basically like the guy called and was like, "Listen, you're taking this like Monday, Tuesday shift. Like I want to give these shifts to like our full-time people. I don't really need you anymore." So like I kind of like lost my job without being fired, and I remember just thinking like. I was so relieved and I was so happy. Like I was finally on my own legs. I was making enough money to be self-employed. Like tell me about like when you felt like you first made it in the real estate game. Like what was that feeling where you were like, this is what I want to do with my life. I fucking love it. And like you never looked back.
I would say I was probably on my second or third year in the business. It took me a good 2 years to actually get my feet on the ground, earn some respect because everybody knew me as like a young kid, tennis player, this and that. I was still giving tennis lessons up until I was 23 years old, coming into the office, trying to get leads.
Yeah, you
trying
had
to
to.
cold call because
Everybody
I
was
wasn't.
doing something. Everybody was bartending. Everybody was doing
I wasn't
something on the
making any
side.
money, but when the first time that I made, I think my third year in real estate, I made like 120 grand. And it
You
was
got your
an-
BMW,
yeah, I
right?
got,
You
I
got
got
the
like
BMW.
the Lexus
Yeah.
IS,
You got-
whatever it was.
You
Everybody
break
get-
6 figures, you
Yeah,
get
I
a
broke
BMW
six
or a
figures. I was
Lexus.
starting to feel myself, and I had no kids, no nothing. And I said, you know what? I can put the tennis racket down,
Yep.
and I'm gonna go with this full force and like see where it takes me.
How good did that feel?
And it was probably one of the best feelings that me and you had just started our relationship.
Mm-hmm.
You were teaching. I learned a lot from him on the lending side. I was finally starting to get my groove. I had like 7 deals pending. Thought my dick grew 2
Yeah,
inches.
hell yeah.
You know what I
Oh,
mean?
yeah.
Like that
I
was
could use
the
those 2 inches.
same here. That was the best feeling I could say if I go back to those days and those problems. That
But
would-
the best part about it is how you see him right now.
Yeah.
It was funny because when we used to work together at the same office,
Yeah.
I wore a suit and tie every fucking day.
Yeah,
It was just the
it's a
way.
true
That's
story.
what just you had to do.
Yeah.
I wore a suit and tie every day.
But those like all those guys love that shit. It was like, what suit you got on,
Yeah,
what watch you
but
wearing, like
yes.
it
He's
was
a
fucking,
poster
it was-
boy for suit supply.
Yeah,
Yes.
but that's how it was though, and it was fucking cool.
But I was in my suit, and then Alex comes in exactly probably what he's wearing right
Yeah.
now.
Better
Just-
quality stuff.
Yeah,
today.
yeah, yeah. He upgraded. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
probably
yeah.
like
It was
what's
Sheen.
No,
Zara.
no. What's
Juicy.
Sean?
Oh, Adidas. Sean John.
Sean John. Thank you,
Okay,
Sean
okay.
John. But the velour suit, whatever. I'm like, look at this guy. He's not going to sell any real estate. He can't
Yeah.
look like that. You got to show up in a suit and tie, whatever it is. And he just kept going, and his clients loved him for him. You know,
Yeah.
listen, he plays the part. He's like, I'm not going to fucking change. I'm not going to throw a suit on and act like I'm someone that I'm
Same.
not.
Same.
And that's what it was, honestly. And like, still to this day, it's funny because after COVID, it kind of like shifted, and people aren't dressing to the nines on the real estate. If you walk into a listing point with a suit and tie and this and that, like,
you look like you're trying to sleaze
Yeah.
somebody.
A
The
little
amount
bit.
of people troll me on social media daily talking shit to me as if I'm like, dude, what? Like,
Yeah.
what did I ever do?
but it works for him, and he didn't change. That's what the craziest part. You never changed it.
I couldn't tell if my boy Rick is being serious in the comments. He's like,
Oh,
worst
yeah.
salesperson ever. I'm like,
Oh, 100%. That guy hates me.
damn,
Yeah.
Rick.
Well, you get trolled on Instagram.
Oh, all the time. Yeah.
Oh.
I get probably 100 comments every 2 days.
That's good engagement though, bro. That's like AJ.
Yeah, you want that.
So fucking like AJ with the boom, right? So that's my boy. That was my
The Costco guy?
yeah. He was
I thought he was from Florida.
No, he's from Jersey, dude.
Oh, no
he had
shit.
a house in Colts Neck. He used to sell. So
Oh.
you know where Osteria is?
You know, he did mortgages.
Yeah, no, he
He did
bro.
mortgages.
Osteria used to
Okay.
be a fucking bank. What bank was that? That
I
was
have no clue.
what the fuck? It was like
A bank?
It used to be a bank. Yeah. So that private room used to be a vault. It was
I didn't know that.
Osteria was a bank. So AJ would go to the, because you got the brokers were at financial. So he would
Yeah.
go and sell mortgages to the brokers to go sell. And that's how I met AJ.
Got it.
AJ was, I think he was my fourth customer. Joe Pace was number 5.
Get out of here.
So I always I would cook a ton of food for him. I stayed in touch with him. And shit, dude, I forgot where this one was going. I fucking forgot where this one was going. Son of a bitch.
Cue to great tape.
Yo, wait, no. So back to the fucking engage, right? Back we were like, yo, the haters. But like he has an army of haters, and I think it populates his algorithm. So
And-
now he's like fucking famous
Yeah.
from people like, oh, I just wish you would fucking die. Like, fuck your boom. Like people are calling me. They're like, yo, you know that guy? I'm like, yeah. They're like, I fucking hate him. I'm like, bro, like he's making videos for fucking 7-year-olds
Yeah,
on TikTok.
exactly.
Like,
He's not doing anything bad.
I'm like, why are you so mad? Like, he's like, you stupid chocolate chip cookie. I'm like, dude, you're not 7 years old. Like,
it's
you don't get
it's
it.
a
Like,
double chunk chocolate chip
like,
cookie.
yeah, it's a double.
Listen, if they got
So-
time to be that mad at
But-
him, they're
Yeah.
clearly not doing
But-
something
Yeah.
right with themselves.
Alex,
So.
for social media, you want people commenting on
Yeah,
your shit.
100%.
So I learned too, sometimes we'll fucking purposely misspell something on eClean Bro. Like, we'll run an ad that's misspelled, and people go fucking nuts.
just to
You're
get
like, who is this idiot running
Yeah.
your ad? And I'm like, actually, motherfucker.
It was me, and thank you for the engagement.
Engage me.
That's really funny.
So that's where I was going with the
Very smart.
engagement. But so what kind of a Lexus did you get?
I think it was an IS 250 F Sport package.
Loved
Like it was fantastic.
Payments were like fucking $399.
Payments were $285
Oh,
a month,
yeah.
and I was nervous. And then I got that Porsche Macan
remember
GTS,
the blue one.
the blue
I
Porsche. It
remember
was like
that.
that
Oh, yeah.
Superman
I
Porsche.
remember,
I
I'm
was
like, oh, that's it. He pulled up the Porsche. I'm like,
And I
oh,
was
this
like,
fucking
oh, this-
guy.
yeah.
He's closing deals. He's
Nah,
buying
yeah,
a Porsche.
yeah.
I'm like, oh
Fuck
my
yeah.
god.
if we could go back to those problems where we thought we
Yeah.
had problems, and now
I
I'm
know.
sitting here fucking. I lost my
We
shit
still have
probably
good
10 times
problems.
today
It's
on some of
okay.
the younger guys.
Yeah, I scream in a pillow. I scream in a pillow sometimes.
That's okay.
So what about you, Troy? When did you feel like you made it, bro? You got that $10,000 suit or whatever? Tell me those days weren't the fucking best, bro.
They
everybody
really
was
were.
everybody was Everybody was getting their fucking car detailed. The suits were insane. The watches were
The girl,
insane.
there was someone that came and actually did your
Manicured
nails
your
for
nails.
like at the office.
Bro,
Oh my god.
This
I
was
stepped
before
into-
we met, though.
So this
Yeah,
was
this was
so
yeah.
basically, bro. I stepped into this world like so when I watched The Wolf of Wall Street, I'm like, bro, that was the golden era of like financial resources. I saw that in real life.
That was
And
that office.
That was that office.
Yeah.
Like it was fucking crazy. So when I watched The Wolf of Wall Street, I'm just laughing. And then Sebi was like, yeah, I worked for Jordan. And like we would laugh because we're like, yeah, like we know people who fucking knew him who were
Yeah.
actually there. And like they talk about like
the real stories.
the fucking Wild West. I mean, these are people that like almost brought down the United States of America.
Yeah, literally.
So like when I'm trying to explain, I'm like, yo, dude, it might sound made up, but I'm telling you, it wasn't. It was really not made up.
Oh,
It was-
it happened on a daily basis. I remember just the contest that this guy used to do when I remember he brought in like 5,000 White Castle burgers because
Uh-huh.
one kid said he could eat 1,000 White Castle burgers. So he shut down the whole office and he brought everyone into the main room
Yeah.
and he sent 3 guys to get 5,000 White Castle burgers and this kid was puking all over the office just
Yeah.
eating these White Castle burgers and we were just hanging out because they were making so much money, these guys.
I wish I was in the real. I was too young for that, but I wish I was in the real estate game during that
Yeah.
time.
I think like it really showed who wanted to be here because like there was like basically with like real estate too. Like I guess Troy, right? You said like the economy's about to crash when everyone starts becoming a real estate agent.
Yeah.
Is that
Oh
like,
yeah.
Yeah.
is that like that's like a tall tale sign? But dude, let's hear your story when like
There's really no story, man. I honestly,
You've
I
just been
got
chipping away?
I got into the mortgage world, and right when I started actually doing well, it crashed.
yeah.
And I was
actually,
like,
fuck.
fuck.
Yeah.
I was
I'm so
like,
sorry. I was with
I
you
just started making money. I was like, this was great, and it really wasn't a career. It was just a job, right? So I was just doing it. I was bartending, not bartending, waitering at Java Moon Cafe.
Oh, I remember that
Yeah,
place.
so I was waitering there during the day, and I was back and forth. It was right
Yeah.
by Avanti.
there. Right. Yeah, that's where I
They
thought
had
it
the big
was. Yeah.
salads.
Yeah,
Big
yeah.
salads. So I just was doing that, and then it just got worse. And I was like, fuck, maybe I can like make this work. And then one thing led to the next. I just started doing it and
Yeah.
grinding. And there was really no aha moment. It just really came to a point that I enjoyed helping people. I know it sounds so fucking corny.
Yeah.
But
No, it's true.
when people like call you up and they say, oh my God, they're in their house. You see the picture of their
Yeah.
family, like the American dream, right? So if I could help those people time
Yeah.
in and help their aunts and uncles, and now
Yeah.
I'm helping people's kids, it makes me feel really good that I'm actually able to help these people.
Yeah.
Because it's a fucked up world out there, and everyone thinks they
Yeah.
don't have the opportunity to have home ownership, and you can. You just gotta
Yeah.
talk to the right person.
Right.
It's
you
a
know?
pleasure when it's a nice family that really it means something to. It's a like people ask me, why do you do what you do? Because 8
Yeah.
out of 10 people are fucking nuts. For those 2 people that are thankful for what we do for a living,
Yeah.
it makes it worth it.
Troy, obviously my house I'm in now.
Yeah.
I had this like hardcore Israeli builder, like no bullshit type
Mhm.
guy. We went to see Kayla fell in love with the property, so did I.
Yep.
So the Israeli builder, I guess, was duking it out with this like hardcore Russian guy, and like they're both not backing down. They fucking hated each other. Israeli builder looks at me and Kayla and he's like, "What's your timeline?" We're like, "We don't have a timeline." He's like, "I like you." He's like, "I like you."
I like you.
He's like, "This guy, he's got the contract for the property. I fucking hate him."
How long ago was that?
He's
It
like, "I'm
feels
gonna rip.
forever
I'm ripping
ago.
the contract up right now." He starts fucking ripping it. Calls the guy. He's like, "Yeah, somebody else is in the picture. I gave him the contract because that was 2017 was a buyer's market,
Mm-hmm.
so it was harder to sell homes back then.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
yeah, because now it's like, well, fucking buy it now or it's gonna be gone, right? Like
Within the hour.
selling a house right now is kind of like, listen, motherfucker, this is what it is. Like you could buy it, or somebody from Brooklyn's gonna come pay $100,000
Yeah.
more to have it.
Sure.
And it was kind of cool. So
Are you still seeing a lot of activity right now?
I mean, listen, the stock market tanking right now is definitely not helping anything.
Mhm.
I'm
didn't
in,
it come back?
And then it lost again. today.
it's
I don't watch the
All-
news.
yeah, all the gains that happened on Wednesday just got.
Listen,
removed today.
the last few weeks, I'm definitely seeing it hurting a little bit because the big money guys, right? They're sitting back and watching what's going on a
not
little.
making
They're
any
being
moves.
a little hesitant. However, even like it wasn't trickling down to the smaller end stuff, but now it's starting to,
Mhm.
where people aren't as jumpy. People are not like, "Hey, I'll throw you 50,000 over." Like,
Yeah.
no, a house comes on from 1.2. Now I have a client yesterday, Alex, we want to come in at 115, and I'm like, all right. And I call the realtor thinking she's got 10 offers. And she's like, no, I don't have any offers right now. So I'm like, oh, let's negotiate. So
Yeah.
like I'm starting to.
Is it the higher priced homes that are almost
Dude,
like
it's
that?
a,
Or
it's,
it
it's
just
I'll
doesn't
be
matter?
honest with you. I got a turnkey, one of my boys' houses right now. I have a turnkey townhouse in Monroe, 3-level townhouse. They bought it for in the mid fives like a few years ago. I told them we'll have a bidding war. I said let's put it up at $689,999. You're doing the loan for them right now.
Oh, yeah,
on
yeah,
the
yeah.
house they're
Yeah,
buying.
yeah, yep.
Long story short, I put it up on the market thinking I was going to get 6 offers. We're here 2 months later. I'm all the way down to 630.
Why don't they just rent it though?
We're actually entertaining that right
Yeah.
now, but I got an offer today that's close that we might be putting it together. But long story short, it's really a mix right now. You don't know which way it's going.
I was around a lot of entrepreneurs, but I always talk about like the older Jewish like grandfathers taught me a lot, right? At New York Sports Club, I would train them, I hang out with them every Saturday and Sunday was like my university. Like Al Rosenthal, God bless him, right? He was one of like he was basically like the mastermind behind Marlboro, dude. Like put John Hornick in office, like he was like the fucking dude, bro. It was like a power trooper in Vietnam, like bad motherfucker, super smart, wrote books for the CIA on like how to control fucking society. Like I'm talking this dude, and he was also like a total dog too. Girl would walk by, he'd whistle like, "Hey, nice ass, sweetheart." You're like, "Oh my god."
It's the
like,
best of both worlds.
So he was a man's man, and I love spending time with him, and you know all the Jewish guys, and like they're just like the old like the grandpa Jewish, like, hey, you know, what do you need 2 gold watches for? Don't buy it if you can't buy it 3 times. And if I could add one bit of advice to all the sound, logical Jewish advice I got is if interest rates are low, buy assets, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Because like Snooki, right? My friend, she got a beautiful, dude, she got like 2-car garage on the water. I don't know if it's like 4,000 square feet, but bro, it's a super big fucking beach house on like, you know, the bay or whatever. And it was like sick. You could get a sick house in Toms River for 600 G's in 2020.
Yeah.
And bro, interest rates were low.
Yeah.
And I had like millions of dollars at that time, and I didn't even need to put a down payment down.
Yeah, no shit.
And I'm like, why the fuck didn't I buy that house? Interest rates were low, and you didn't have to put it down. Like, why? And it was because I was like, oh, I'll just get it next year. I'll get it when I could really buy it. But if the interest rates are low, buy the fucking asset because
what's going to happen now? Everyone's like Alex saying, everyone's waiting right now. They're thinking, oh, rates are going to come down. House prices are going to come down. What's going to happen if rates trickle down a little bit?
people
If
are
rates
gonna
go
fucking
if rates
berserk.
go into the 5s, what's going to
Feeding
happen
frenzy.
is the house that's 650 will sell for 725 because there's going to be 3 million
but
buyers
It's
coming
not
back.
just that; it's also the Netflix situation of our immediate area.
Yeah.
All
Is that
these
really
new
going to
people
affect
come-
this area as much?
1,000,000%.
Yeah.
because you have all. Where are these people moving to? They need
Aren't
to
they
be within
gonna
a closer
build
vicinity.
shit
Nah,
for
I
these
don't know,
people?
bro.
They're not going to
They're
build.
What the
be
fuck
moving
is there
into
to
the
build?
area.
I mean,
don't know.
There's not enough properties.
I
out
feel like
there.
the soil that's available is like contaminated. Dude, I don't
Like I
trust.
said, like
any
they're
of it.
not
much
they're
inventory
not going
of
to build like a
land
little
out
there.
town over there for these people to
No,
house these people.
no.
Like
I
don't-
think, dude, I got to tell you, like, I think like desirable areas like we live in, dude. I think like
are
you
going to
know,
be taken up, and there's going to be people walking up, like celebrities, high net worth people are going to be coming up, knocking on doors, saying, "Yo, I like your lot. I'll give you 30% more. Just get the fuck out."
yeah.
No.
I'm telling you
Is
right now.
that
What do you
real?
think happens in California?
I think,
But California's been Hollywood for
Hollywood just burned down.
yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
yeah.
So I'm. Who,
I think
where do you
Netflix, dude. I'm telling you, dude. I'm
They're
telling
about
you.
to
I mean, it's
change-
awesome.
They're about to change
I
the
can't
game
visualize
here.
like that.
Watch
this
watch,
area
watch.
becoming a
I
celebrity
think,
filled
Alex,
area.
I think I'm gonna get $5 million for my house in like 10 years.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Normally, I'd laugh. I
Yeah.
think you're close enough. My assessment is it'll definitely be in the vicinity. To
I'm
be
20
honest with you.
minutes from that fucking place.
Yep.
I'm 20
And
minutes.
you got a sick lot. You're in a
private as
great
fuck,
development.
behind a farm. You could privacy the fuck out of my dude. It could be.
100%.
I got to tell you, bro.
I'm not mad that I'm building. Well, I'm mad that I'm building right now. But when I'm moved in and I'm all situated, I'm gonna be happy as a motherfucking clam because I
Yeah.
know I'm sitting on money.
Yeah, you are.
And
Wow.
your house was fucking spectacular. We cashed out very
yeah,
nicely.
I didn't think it was going to be like that big of a deal. Like I hear it, you don't really put into perspective of it's actually going to bring such value.
Here's
to this
where I'm
area.
at, bro. So I buy advertising.
Mhm.
You know, with T, radio is fucking dead. I scared the shit out of Scary Jones so bad at Albie Manzo's wedding. He turned white and Irish goodbye the whole fucking thing. Because I told him, I go, Scary, like, yo, fucking radio's like, listen to what I like to do, right? When I drive down the turnpike, I like to look at advertisements because I like to say, yo, who's playing the game right now? Right now, it's all injury
Yeah,
attorneys.
that's it.
Yeah.
Everyone's like,
Everyone.
oh, I got hurt.
Yeah.
I don't even need money. And I'm like, yo, maybe I should just slip and fall at Black Swallow Studio. No, I'm joking. And then, dude, you go on the radio and you hear like, I got 800,000 when I fell. And I'm like, wow, this
Yeah.
sounds like extortion almost. Like, how is this advertisement even legal? Because they're almost like promoting fucking slip and falls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But where I'm getting at, dude, with Netflix and these, and I hate to say it too, but all these fucking influencers, like these self-proclaimed influencers, the world of impressions and media is changing. So I think, like, you got Fox News, you got all these like media outlets, bro, they're all going to be fucking gone. And it's going to come down to like Apple TV, Amazon, streaming, fucking Netflix. And all of that shit is going to get pushed in a way where we can't really see it. But the world is changing, and the way people get information and see things is changing. I think Netflix is going to fucking totally take Monmouth County to the next level, dude. Like, big time. Like, bigger than we can imagine. And I'm not even trying to talk shit. I just think the amount of fucking movie stars and shit that are going to be here. They're going to want the fucking convenience.
Yep.
They're going to be like, I don't give a fuck. I'll pay $5 million for that house. And they're just going to, you know, I think that's going to happen, dude.
Yeah.
I
really hope so.
I'm telling you firsthand, because I never had celebrity showings. I've had 3 of them in the last 5 weeks.
Yeah, and they're probably trying to buy early before
they're coming in and scoping. They're looking. They're seeing what's out there.
And what's the time frame of this actually being existing?
They're already approved for the first 2 phases of construction, I believe. So it's a real deal happening now.
It's happening like
it's happening now. Yeah,
I got to tell you, for those listening, I'm super excited for the business opportunity, because I feel like my kitchen is within like 2 miles of the place.
Yeah, you can just literally walk in there and say, "Guys, who wants food?"
Or they're gonna walk into you and get food.
There's gonna be some security clearance I need.
I mean, you'll find a way.
Yeah.
You'll find a way.
You'll be fine.
Yeah. So I'm super excited about that. And then
I want to take out ad space anywhere around there to let them know, hey, call me if you need a house.
Maybe I'll send you in there with an Clean Bro hoodie. I got an Clean Bro sweatsuit you could wear.
100%.
We'll get a gold bro studded, fucking
studded.
Yeah.
I want a chain.
Yeah,
like the Blackstar, bro.
Hell
and then if you need a loan, I mean, most of those guys don't need loans.
That's bullshit.
They
get loans.
Where you could, like, if you ever have a fortune, you just hedge it. But like, another key takeaway would be like financial literacy. I mean, because it is an abstract money. Like, you think I have money, I buy things, but that's not really how money works.
That's true.
You have to think like, how long is it going to take me to finance it at what rate, and then what's like my cash flow. I've learned so many painful lessons. Like, I'm so fucking smart because I've been so dumb. It's just so annoying.
But they're lessons. That's okay. That's the point.
But you know what? At least you learn them.
Not okay.
At least you learn them, because a lot of people don't learn them.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
So
talk a little bit about what you and Kayla and Clean Bro does for Children's Specialized.
Oh,
touch on that.
All right. So we raise a ton of money with the Children's Specialized Hospital.
What's a ton of money?
Well, like $600,000. I think we're writing them a check for. It's pretty good.
That's impressive.
It's pretty
God
crazy,
bless.
right?
I was happy to be a part of that as well.
Yeah,
so.
but that's the thing. I tell people, right? So the first time we did our golf outing, Ashley was like, "Oh my God, this dude's a sloppy mess."
She didn't say that.
Well, Kayla's like prim and proper. I'm not. I have no manners. And then that's when I told the president of Children's, I was like, "Listen, man, like, I'm never gonna invite people to my event and make them feel bad." Because that's what a lot of charities do. They're like, "Oh, you fucking piece of shit. You're healthy. Give us your money. These people are sick."
The Stephen Hawking thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, my God.
So
nice. I'm like, yo, if you come to my event, if you come to an Clean Bro, right, and a local lender, when you come to our events, you're going to have a good fucking time.
Yeah.
And that's what we do. And it's like, it's a celebration to be able to give back and to support. And then I also tell people, bro, just show up. Like, the power of showing up is so much.
Yeah.
And you don't have to be rich to give back. You just got to show up. And
like, that gala was something to give back, and we partied.
Oh my
and had
God,
a
dude.
ball.
That was a fantastic.
Unbelievable.
I barely made it home then. I couldn't even see out of my left
And there's
eye.
nothing wrong with that. Like, everyone had a blast, and everyone was donating.
I ended up donating
amazing.
more when you were doing the rounds. I was like, fuck it, throw another G at 'em.
Yeah,
and you know what though? You wake up in the morning, you don't feel bad about it because it went to a good cause.
Yeah.
And it
you
was
should
a great
always
time.
you should always give back. You should always give back.
Or just give back like a little or whatever. Like, how much fun was that?
That was a great time.
So I'm like, dude, we're going to do the golf outing, and we have to figure out how to do the gingerbread party.
It's already, we know what we're doing.
Okay.
We just need a location for it.
I was thinking about hitting up Rob Cash, doing
American
the,
Hotel.
Yeah, I was thinking American Hotel, and then maybe renting out like the floor there for an after party.
Yeah, I was
now
just
that
at.
you put it out there.
Well, it's going to be like, I don't know. It's hard because the gingerbread house party got so big. You were there, right?
Gingerbread? No, I was not. We were Florida.
I was there, and I won twice. Me and my wife.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kim.
He takes
Jordan.
his
Iconic Candy doesn't take losses very well. Their fucking gingerbread house party. You know what? Oh my God, dude,
he was planning it for months though. He was literally talking about 3 months.
Wow.
before.
Oh my God, you beat the candy manufacturers.
Damn
That's
right.
That's like
Twice.
Yeah, that's pretty serious.
Twice, back to back.
So
all right. So when's Bro Mountain? Bro Mountain
I
is.
think we decided it's June 29th. I
Okay.
think it's.
27th or 29th?
I think it's my birthday is the 26th, so I think Bro Mountain's the 29th.
Okay.
And we're trying to figure out. We might do it at our house. I think we're gonna do it at our house.
Okay.
It's gonna be a fun time.
And then we have the golf outing.
The golf outing.
August 4th.
August 4th.
Yeah,
Oh, it's
Trump
gonna be
National.
hot.
Yeah, we're gonna start. Well, it's gonna be exactly last year, same time frame.
Yeah, it was hot then too.
It was
okay.
that was a very hot day last year.
That's
I'm
why
gonna
we
get
have-
some fucking.
that's
dry
why there's
ice,
drinks.
Put it in my underwear.
There's drinks on every hole.
Oh, dude,
So-
yeah, believe me, I know. But I'm not gonna start doing shots at 7 a.m.
You
like I
can't.
did last year.
You have to pace
Yeah,
yourself.
I am. Yeah, I am. I
Says
am.
that now.
yeah,
but
you have to
then
base yourself.
7:15
You'll be
in
there.
the morning, of course.
Yeah. So
Everyone's gonna be there. So we're gonna start releasing that probably within the next week or so. and
I
start
don't even
selling
think we need
tickets.
to promote the golf outing because it just sells out.
That's
so
gonna
fast.
be sold out in
Yeah.
a minute.
Last
Yeah,
year,
yeah,
it sold
yeah.
out in 4 days.
Yeah, and,
Yeah,
and it
as
was
well.
all of our closest friends.
Yeah.
So like, I don't even like. There's certain things like the gingerbread house party and shit. We don't even have to promote it.
No, because you're gonna have the right people
Yeah,
that are
yeah.
gonna show up there. It's
And they
awesome.
were like, people were like, "Yo, why don't you really promote the gala?" I'm like, "Well, like we fucking blew over 400 heads, and we didn't even really like."
yeah, you weren't supposed to have more than 375.
Yeah, so it's like, I like people are like, yo, one thing about Jamie, like, I'm not, I don't need to fucking beg anyone to come to my shit
Yeah.
anymore. Like, I don't like they're coming,
God
and
bless.
it's gonna be great.
Yep.
Because, bro, I built a fucking reputation of having a good goddamn time. Motherfucker.
Exactly. Yeah.
We're having a real good time.
Because it's not a boring charity event. You know,
No.
that's
No.
not
There was
it.
nobody walking. There was nobody walking a straight line out of that charity event. There.
Yeah, and yo, well, I gotta give a shout out to Southgate Manor
I gotta drive.
Oh, they killed it.
because the fucking Southgate Manor, dude, they
Killed it.
Wow, what a great, that family really helped me out too in my career. But like, dude, like we did it at the Southgate Manor again.
They did such a good job.
Yeah, my first gala was at the Butcher Block, but the Butcher Block can't hold the amount of people. And then
I remember I
we
missed
did
that night.
Avenue, and it was kind of like
Still too small.
it was too small, and like we did cocktail. It was like a cocktail hour, which was cool as fuck. I mean, dude, if we could do a cocktail party, bro, for something, that would be fun. We could blow that out.
Well, we want to do the bourbon or wine
oh
and
yeah,
cigar
yeah.
night. That's
yeah,
what
we
want
should
to
do that too.
Yeah, that's our next thing.
That'd be fun.
I think that'd be a really good turnout.
Yeah, like networking stuff where people get to meet each other. I mean,
I don't smoke cigars, but I'll smoke a cigar.
I'm not a
tonight.
cigar guy, but I mean, I'd show up just for the good time.
Yeah.
yeah. Every time I smoke a cigar, I'm like, they're so good. And then I barf. I'm like, oh, what the fuck? Like, why can't I just just be a normal person?
I always feel bad when someone gives me a good cigar because within like the first minute, I'm like, I'm over this.
Yeah.
No,
what,
we
do,
got a
what do
little
I
bit
do?
of a
And I have to hold it.
No,
That's
dude.
it.
What the hell? Those
The
cohibas.
shorties?
Those
Oh, yeah.
cohibas,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
You're like, ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, now I see
True.
why it's like now I see why bacon's illegal in some religions. You're like this is so good. This is so good. Like I just want more. So, those cohibas, man. But they're some of them are like $300 a stick.
Oh,
So
they're really that expensive?
some
I
of
didn't
them
know
are.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always feel bad when someone gives me a good cigar. Always.
You don't feel bad when someone gives you good wine.
I love a good wine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Me and Troy were with some people, and we were like, I had this beautiful. I had some nice Bordeaux's.
Beautiful.
And no one gave a fuck.
Yeah.
And me and Troy were like, bro, this shit is outstanding. And I'm like,
Tricky.
go. And we're like, oh my God, shit. We're like, well, we can't fucking leave it. You know what I
just
mean? You
kept-
can't leave that behind. You got
Yeah.
to drink it.
It was just me and him. That was it. Just back and forth, glass for glass.
Oh, it was so good.
That was good wine.
So,
But
but
it's a good drunk.
well,
Yeah.
it's not the next.
But
The
you
next
want-
morning.
The next morning, it's the sugar. It's the
destroyed.
sugar.
Yeah, it's not- you don't
Dude, that's
feel
why, honestly, bro. Like, yeah, sometimes I'll drink too much tequila, but I wake up the next day fine. Wine, you just, I don't know, dude.
It's the sugar.
Between the sugar, the
Yeah.
cheese you're eating, because I love eating with wine,
Yeah.
and it's so good. And then the next day you're like, yo, what did I
yeah,
do?
I don't like it.
I feel like I did a fucking Chinese food intravenous, Like, I feel like I shot Chinese food straight into my veins. But, yo, we're going to wrap this one up, dude. I was so happy to have you guys here. And I know you got to get home to your dog and your wife. But me and Alex, we're going to go hit Madison Social tonight.
What time is the reservation?
It's at,
I think it's 7:30 or 8 o'clock.
Don't lie to me. Tell me.
it's actually 8:30, Troy.
Are you kidding me?
Well, he's my friend. I'm not going to lie to him.
8:30?
If he told me the rate was 2% and then the rate was 3%,
Well, the night is starting at 7:30.
oh yeah, we're gonna go to Jordan's. Why don't you
house
just?
is 7:30.
How about this?
Yeah.
How about this? Why don't we do this? Why don't we go get a late lunch like right now?
Yeah.
And then we'll go have a few at Jordan's, and then
you could see if you want to.
and
go.
no, you
Oh, I'm
can
supposed to
just
stay out all night?
no, you'll just jet. Maybe we'll go to the Butcher Block, get a fucking cheeseburger. It's Friday, right? Is it Thursday?
No,
It's
Thursday.
Thursday.
Fuck.
Bro,
they
the
do
fuck-
lunch 12 to
The
3.
fucking Masters are on. It might,
Oh, okay. We'll
Well,
figure it out. Let's
I
wrap
will-
this up, and
all
then
right. I would love to go grab a burger with you. How about that? But I don't know about an 8:30 reservation tonight.
I fucking bro. I tell these guys, I'm like,
8:30.
dude, that's why we hit it off so well because, dude, I
need to be eating
when
by
I
6:30.
fucking eat after like I want my last bite of food going into my body by around 8.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, dude, I sleep, bro. When I have a full stomach and go to bed, I get hungover. when I eat like dry aged steaks and shit, dude, it just the digestion, bro. That's why I get like some pasta, some fish.
Yep.
That's why I fucking love Angelica's, dude.
Yeah.
Because they're menus for me.
Yep.
Like they're menus for me. Like yeah.
Pork chop is my favorite.
But think about it. We split the pork chop up.
Yeah.
We split the chicken up. We have some fish. We have some pasta.
And we have 95 appetizers, but it's all good.
But the appetizers, like you have a couple bites, and then
that's it.
You know, like when you start like busting out those big fucking steaks, and you're like, this is good. Like, yeah, it's good. You eat it, but then you're like, oh man,
yeah,
like.
That's why an 8:30 reservation is insane.
I'm not planning on eating much tonight, but
yeah, we're gonna do some chicken nuggets. We're gonna have some drinks, a couple espresso martinis.
Yeah. Oh, so tequila,
dude. I don't know what it is, dude. It's just like fucking apple juice to me now.
Oh,
it's just so.
I
good.
drink it. It's like goes down like water. It's unbelievable.
I know it does. I've had some with you.
I'm telling you, but it's dangerous. But I had an awesome time.
Did you guys have a good time?
I had a great, fantastic. I
what do you think of the studio?
Honestly, phenomenal.
Wasn't it cool?
I'm very impressed. I thought I was walking into another just.
Oh no,
this is the most professional podcast I've definitely.
Yeah,
been on.
and I'm gonna let my PR company know about this too. So like, if there's like real estate news and shit, we'll get the promotions going. So
I like it.
That's fantastic.
And we got a bunch of videos coming out. It's gonna be great.
Sweet.
I want to give a big shout out to Black Swallow Studios. For having us. And I feel bad for any restaurant hosting us tonight, Alex, because we're gonna get after it. All right, so we're wrapping up. Thank you guys so much, and God bless America.
Eat Clean Bro. They deliver fresh, healthy, chef-prepared meals right to your door. So whether you're into bodybuilding or weight loss or just trying to eat better without the hassle of cooking, Eat Clean Bro has got a ton of options for you. Gluten-free options, high-protein options, chicken parm with sweet potato mash, buffalo chicken, mac and cheese, turkey meatballs and pasta, teriyaki salmon with jasmine rice, and Eat Clean Bro delivers within 24 hours in New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania area. So if you're looking to try it out or you want help picking some meals that match your goals, head over to eatcleanbro.com right now. Eat Clean Bro. That's where to go.
Where to go.
All right, guys. I think we had a good time. Another good show, Jamie.
Oh, yeah. I had a great time. You
right.
know, I've been friends with Troy for over 20 years. You know, I wanted Alex to be on the show. He always, these guys, they've been in real estate for so long. They make it look easy. And I think on the outside looking in, a lot of people think it is easy. But the Bro Show key takeaway
I was going to say, thank you.
Real estate is not all fun and games. And sometimes you got to get down and dirty. And it was really cool hearing some of these stories that they had to share, some insights, and also just you know, because we're always having such a good time together, and just really get the insight on, you know, our daily lives and the business behind what makes real estate in the world go round.
Yeah, for sure. It changed the way I look at things as well. And I'm glad that we got a chance to meet you guys and hang with you guys. And hopefully now that we're all friends, I can hang with you and go to some of your cool parties.
Absolutely.
Awesome.